Widdle Man is helping in dad. Okay, so my grandson doesn't call me granddad. Yeah, don't worry about it. Anyway, I'm not granddad. I'm not grandpa. I'm not papa. I'm not pawpaw. I'm not any of that. I am in dad. So, how is Widdle Man helping in dad? Well, I'm going to show you. So, but before I do that, let me start off with this. Um, Okay, so on my last stream, Manufacturer's Cup Part 2, there was a part where I lost my cool. And I lost my cool towards my eldest. My eldest responded. It's it's just our family dynamic. I love him, he loves me. We're a happy family. Anyway, um, so as a result, I want to publicly apologize to my eldest for losing my cool. Ultimately, at the end of the day, yes, me entering that second race was a bad idea. I knew it was a bad idea, but that wasn't his fault. Ultimately, I was the one who chose uh, to enter that race and have a piss poor result, which I knew I was going to. There are some people that can go through and have really, really good luck. They can run the first race and go all the way to the last race, and their results will always get better. I am not that lucky as it pertains to that. Manufacturers Cup, Nations Cup. That's part of the reason why the other reason why I'm not doing the Nations Cup is because not only am I not really a well-rounded driver, but, I'm just, yeah, I don't do well. So, and unfortunately, it's like I said, I got upset. I shouldn't have gotten upset. I knew better than that. Um, so, again, Nix, Toon, Justin, Little Man, whichever name you prefer, I am sorry. Okay, now the serious stuff is over. Okay, so how is Widdleman helping Indad? Widdleman is helping Indad. So I came outside the top 10 of the Manufacturer's Cup, would drop my rating immediately. I mean, like instantaneously. So I went through and was kind of like, okay, not a problem. I'll go through, get my B back. I'll run some races. In the center of your screen, right underneath the Widdleman Dino Thunder Ford GT Le Mans race car spec 2 is my driver rating. If you notice, that white bar is almost filled. The reason why it's almost filled is because when I was in my race car, which is identical to Widowman's race car, that bar just wasn't moving. I don't know what it is. I know it's just superstition, but go through, stop and think about it. We've all got a superstition about something, huh? We get a new controller, we complain. Why? Because it's not our lucky controller. We go on a first date, 90% of the time you're wearing the exact same outfit because it's your lucky outfit. So I went through and I couldn't get that bar to go above halfway. Okay. Um, so I went through and jumped in Whittleman's car, and this is what happened. Actually started happening because it's, yeah, mind blowing. Mind blowing. Yeah, I had like three really, 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 really good results. So, but we will go through. Not that one. Not that one. This one. Boom, 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 boom. Again, PS4 and a controller with an automatic transmission. And I gotta be honest, um, I, that paint job I put on that car is actually starting to grow on me. I know, it's kind of sad. So, we've got some stuff going on at work. I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to be able to make manufacture. Don't get me wrong, I'm not coming out of the Ford because, well, I drive the Ford's the best. The Widdle Man Dino Thundermobile, starting in 12th. And then let's see what happens, shall we? And while you guys are watching this, I'm going to grab my cup of coffee because, yeah, I'm a tired guy and I need caffeine. Today's pretty much the last day I'm going to have for a while to be able to commit to any like serious, like hardcore, let's run a series of races. So, that thing will just straight up get up and scoot. And it's not just that particular car, but like the GT Le Mans in general. So, okay, so Bathurst is a real track. You can go to YouTube, search supercars. Australia's got a huge circuit that they do. For those that are on Gran Turismo, you know that there are quite a few Ford Mustangs that are in the top 100 on this track this week. And part of that has to do with the fact of, in real life, they actually do run the Mustang on this track. Modified Group 3. It's never been a formal, official Ford car. Ford GT is also in the top 100 for the worldwide leaderboard. And that is the car that you see a lot, but you are starting to see more Mustangs, private owners coming in. Australia's really not much on, they are very much, hey, let's go through and make this happen, really not much on corporate sponsorship, so they'll literally, you'll have a group of wealthy individuals buy and build a car, hire drivers, hire the pit crew, hire everything that they need, and yeah. So, Mount Panorama, Bathurst, whatever you want to call it, I have a love-hate relationship. I love this track because it's a real track and I'm running real cars that have raced this track repeatedly. We just, yeah, love this thing. Love it, love it, love it. I will watch YouTube replays of these races all the live long day. Typically, they run a 1,000-mile race on this. So, yeah, it's an endurance track. I hate it because God is a pain in the ass. If you lock up with this track perfectly, it is an amazing lap. Simple out of sequence. And it's just, oh my God. So bad. So bad. It's the Dino Thunder. Yeah, that was bad. Now keep in mind, okay, we started in 12, we're currently in 12, but at one point we were like, on my view, I was looking at 5th place. But for whatever reason, and when I'm in my race car, I get like here and I just can't do it. But for whatever reason, the power of the Widdle Man, and the Dino Thundermobile. This all occurred yesterday. So this is a recent, these are this week's active tracks. Today's Tuesday, I ran these yesterday. I don't even think I put in a qualifying time. Mainly because, okay, so for Gran Turismo, not just Gran Turismo 7, but even in sport, we were on this track a lot, okay? This and Spa was like, okay, well, okay. So, as a result, I mean, realistically, I'm probably going to sandbag every time I'm on this track. Right now, this race is about a 21, 22-minute race, depending upon the speed of the lobby. This was kind of a middle speed lobby. I mean, I had people that were 2 minutes flat all the way up to, I think, the slowest qualified guy was like 2 minutes 12 seconds. And I'm running these laps in about 2.6, 2.5. So somewhere around in there. Now, this race is one of those strategy races you got to go through. You got 2 different tire compounds. You have to use both tire compounds. You have to pit, which I'm okay with. And this week it's hard medium, which I'm actually okay with, because if it was medium soft, then I mean the times would just be ridiculous. You would probably run into situations where the people are running like 150s, 151s. Actually, I think we had this track on soft tires not too long ago. And myself and Adawan kind of got into a piston contest on this track. Because, yeah, I mean, it was like, I beat your time. Oh, I beat your time. Oh, I beat your time. Oh, I beat your time. So, yeah, like every other time. I felt bad for Kadal, because it was like every time Kadal turned around, we're like, I beat you. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ, will you guys just let it go? But this race, I believe I was doing 5 laps hard, 5 laps medium. Or maybe 6 laps hard, 6 laps medium. Or not 6 laps medium, 4 laps medium. It's a 10 lap race. So. The other downside of this track is that it's really, really, really easy to become complacent. At the beginning of the race, you're pushing really hard, and then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, you just naturally start slowing down. Your rhythm gets all messed up. But then again, you've got people like TCR Tidge and Key 25. Yeah, I mean, those guys, I mean, they stay focused throughout the whole thing. So if you get a chance, go check out their channels as well. And I mean, they've got track guides and all of that good stuff. I've raced this track so many times, it's just like, okay. Now, with that being said, am I one of these super drivers that says, I've raced that track so many times, I'm in the top 100? No, not even close. I think my best lap was on medium tires during the race, and I got a 203. Which is, actually, I don't even think that's good enough to get me in the top 7,500 right now. Lots of people with 2-minute times. Good coffee. Coffee good. Poor J-Man. Now, the one thing about this track, and it's always been about this track, so in On most other tracks, you can go through and use the bumpers or use the sausages, and you'll get a minor disturbance on the vehicle. This track, you touch them, you die. You just die. It's just death from above. So, yeah. Anyway, still death from above. It's horrible. It's just so bad. So, if you pick up this sim and you start racing this track this week, beware the curvage. Yeah, I just could not lock up that corner. I was like, oh my god. Now, I have been told, even on the hard tires, there is a way to take that chicane sequence, uphill chicane sequence, to the point where you don't have to let off. I have not been that lucky. So, I apologize to Widdle Man publicly for scratching his paint job. Because, well, and Dad scratched the daylights out of it. And this one's actually an ABC lobby. So, like the Viper I'm coming up on, that was an A-rated driver. So, yeah, so, I mean, don't get me wrong, if you enter the sport aspect of it, be concerned about your driver rating, more concerned about your sportsman's rating, but keep in mind that that rating is just a algorithm that the computer does. That's not a dictation of how good of a driver you are. And just because you end up in a lobby with higher rated drivers, don't get intimidated. Just race your race. You do you. Because you may actually surprise yourself. Like at this point in time, I'm a C-rated driver. I think the only people that beat me were the A-rated drivers. Oh, sorry for y'all. And for those that didn't understand yawn, I apologize for yawning. I always get a kick out. I've raced him several times. He's actually a good driver. Really good driver. But I get a kick out of his name because it's RMR Thug. I keep hoping I meet him in real life. I'm going to be like, okay, show me your EDC, which is your everyday carry. RMR is a sight that you can put on a weapon. Here lately, the growing trend is people putting RMRs or putting red dots on their, and I'm like, okay, why? He went wide, Martha, apparently, and I went wide, and then the front end jumped up and down for joy. And then I inadvertently put him in the wall, which was not my intention. But like I said, the curbs will just go through and throw you everywhere. The boys from Detroit getting ready to do work. Yeah. I actually have no logical explanation for that animation at all, in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But all in all, this is a really fun track. the dominant car, it's not a meta car, but the dominant car on this track is the GTR. I own one. It's got 0 miles on it. The reason why I own one and it's got 0 miles on it when it's the dominant car is because it's either the dominant car or the meta car. And just the fact of, like, this particular race, I started 12th. I'm not in the meta car or the dominant car, and I'm in the top 10. So obviously, it's not about the car, it's about the driver. Happy days. GTR I'm getting now? Okay, so everybody goes there and talks about the GTR straight line speed. My Ford GT is faster. Like, there's only a few, like, spots where you can, like, totally just open the cars up. But every time, yeah, it's GTR, isn't it? I don't know. The paint job's throwing me off, but then again, I'm racing a race with Dino Thunder paint job, so. Yeah, even if you back into a wall, you still end up with a penalty, which sucks. But it was Polyphony's answer to a problem that was occurring during a manufacturer's cup race. And yes, that is a GTO. So, dominant car my ass. So, I just go against the norm. I do. I always have. See, I barely touched that, and it's sitting across the track. So yeah, started 12, top 5 at the moment. So. That, it just makes a pretty sound. It really does. Widdle Man there with Thundermobile. Got to love it, got to love it, got to love it. And the one nice part about it is again, the Widdle Man will be able to go through and see his car in action. Yeah, I don't think I actually hit that corner right once during this race. And I've also been told there's a way that you can take that dip without the ass end of your car flinging out from behind you. I have as yet to figure that out. Yep, that's another GTR. You know, the dominant car. Looky, looky, looky. Like I said, my GT is just faster. It is. And one thing about this track, if you can get the inside line, take the inside line. That's why I took that line so early, was because I wanted to make sure that when he defended, yeah, that was just, oh my god, so frustrating. That when he defended, he had to defend from the outside, and Tibbs has made the comment multiple times on multiple track guides about this race. The outside line is horrible. It's horrible, horrible, horrible. Yep, insult to injury. First of all, got a second and a half minute. It's the bad. But it's just, it's like I said, Polyphony went through, we had a manufacturer's cup that people were wall riding, so Polyphony went through and negated everybody's qualifying time, whether they wall rode or not. Everybody's time got negated, and then that's where the second and a half penalty for wall contact came into play. Now, with that being said, last time that we ran this track, the wall penalties weren't active because there were multiple times that I bounced off and was like, oh my god, I'm going to end up with like 89 hours of penalties. And nope, not a one. This time, not so much. So came across the line in fifth, but got fourth because somebody ended up with a 1 minute penalty due to not changing the tires properly. Because again, for this week's daily race, you have to have both compounds. I wonder if those medium tires would last 6 laps. Sorry, drinking coffee. Alrighty. And anybody who knows me knows that, well, I do that a lot. Alrighty. So, yeah. So, where do we go from here? Well, first, we're going to go to GT Auto. Why are we going to go to GT Auto? Because this sim does require you to change your oil. Like, literally, you have to go change your oil. So you come over here, car maintenance and service, go Kalika. Again, PS4, don't judge me. Go to oil change, spend 400 credits, and they change your oil. And we'll watch it make it look all spick and span. So yeah, this is Widdle Man's Dino Thundermobile. Got a T-Rex, got a Brachiosaurus, got a flying birdie thingy, Velociraptor. It got all sorts of dinosaurs on it. Yes, my grandson's really into dinosaurs, and that's okay. Who knows? Maybe he'll grow up and be a paleontologist. Okay, so we are going to use Widdleman's 4GT to get me back to B rating. That is the goal. And I've got essentially about a period space left to fill that in the rest of the way, and then get another really good result, and I should be back to B. So, let's see here. Let's check the arch nemesis, shall we? Island. Who has got a baby dash on his B? Yep. Yep, he does. So, yeah. And actually, Island's not an arch nemesis. It's just, yeah. He's a Chevy driver. I'm a Ford driver. He's Canadian. I'm American. We got to have something, right? So, because I'm not allowed to race Russians at this level. Actually, I'd have to go to Worlds to race Russians. Alrighty. Oh, panorama. Race starts in. Got the hard tires on. Okay. So, what I'm thinking is I'm going to run 4 laps on the hard, and then I'm going to switch to the mediums and see if the mediums will last 6 laps. Which I'm thinking they will. They should, right? Maybe, possibly. Can't see why not. Theoretically speaking. Tire thing isn't that bad. Now, the one thing Island has done that I have not done is I have not put in a qualifying time. As written is beyond qualifying. No, it's like I said, I've ran this track so much it's not even funny. So, but Island's qualifying time is 206 something. 206.7. So, yeah. That is Island's qualifying time. Which, I mean, I'm on the medium tires. It's like I said, my fastest lap that I've ever done uh, was actually in my car. And that was a 203. But it's not uncommon for me to get 205s, 204s. Um, so, yeah. And yeah, technically, I mean, I guess for driver rating, you can kind of somewhat sort of call this cheating because I don't have a qualifying time. Um, so I always start at the back of the pack. So I'm starting from outside the top 10, making my way into the top 10, which will kind of give me a few little points. Make it into the top 5, get a few more points, make a top 3, get even more points. And if you get a big old W, which I would love to do. I mean, I would seriously love to get a win today in Widdleman's car. Uh, then yeah, that's just yeah, even more points. So realistically, I'm thinking I've got to get 4 or 5 more top 10s 3 top fives and 2 podiums, maybe 1 win, and I would be back to a B status. Maybe, possibly, theoretically speaking. But then again, I mean, it's, and this is why I say don't worry about your driver rating. So Kadal, who you've heard on the stream, who I'm sure at some point, depending upon how long this stream is, you will hear again today. He has been a C-rated driver twice. Both times that he's gotten a C rating, he immediately went into the next level lobby, fell outside the top 10, got stripped of all of his points, went back down to a D. And now his progress bar isn't moving at all. Like, at all. So, it's a glitch. I'm chalking it up to it being a glitch, but yeah. Do I know any of these people? Deprace. I've raced him before. He can be interesting. The only one that looks vaguely familiar. The Z4s. I've raced the BMW Z4 on this track. As a matter of fact, that was when I was signed with BMW. Any Group 3 race. I was in BMW Z4 to include even on this track. So, because I wanted to be a BMW driver, and I was a BMW driver, and then I realized the Group 4 BMW M4 was a horrible, horrible race car, and I quit being a BMW driver. Because, yeah, it's horrible. Okay, 4 laps hard, 6 laps medium. What's the worst going to happen? We're in a solid BC lobby with all sorts of sportsman's ratings. Which, for the longest time, I mean, prior to them associating track penalties with your sportsman rating, it used to be if you saw a crappy sportsman rating, it meant they were dirty. Now, not so much. Because, I mean, my sportsman ratings dropped all the way down to E because I had 3 people brake check me in one race. Ended up knocking them off the track. I ended up with a 5-second penalty. It was no bueno. Spinning the tires a little too much. Oh, no, I did not. Yes, I did. And I'm going to get a penalty. There we go. Oh, it's the bad. But we just watched a replay of the race where I came back to full. So, Alrighty, let's serve the penalty, shall we? And as you could tell by everybody else who was ghosted, I wasn't the only one. Now that Skyline in front of me, he's actually got a higher top end than I do. But even though this thing can be, well, extremely finicky and extremely torquey, I corner better than he does. Curveball, which if it wasn't for the fact that it was lap 2 would actually mean something. But because it's lap 2, the first lap's always the slowest lap. That was horrendous. Well, the one nice part about it is I'm away from the Jaguar behind me, and he's got a penalty as well, so go get your fingers. This thing can be quirky. Alrighty, let's catch up with these guys again. See, and that's the other reason why I want to try the theory of 4 hard, 6 medium, to see if the medium will actually last that long. Because if they will, then, I mean, that's just happy days. Third one. Let's see if we can get a lap without touching a wall, shall we? roll. We did have a lap without touching the wall. Would have been nice to have two. There's the next. Oh, okay. Got hit. This is doing the same thing I'm doing. Try and 4 hearts and 6 hits. Okay, medium. No fuel required. Thank you very much. Okay, so the other downside of the 4GT is it will go through the fuel. Oh my god, does it go through the petrol? Okay, so here's our stats. We started in 12th, currently in 12th, but we're in last place. We're 11 seconds away from the guy in 11th. He's on hard tires, I'm on medium tires, which means I can corner better. I have got lower rolling resistance. No, I have higher rolling resistance. Method of this madness. Anyway, I'm on the better tire now. Yeah, I had to give the brakes a couple left taps there because otherwise that was just going to be the bad back. Well, we'll close the 11-second gap down to 4 seconds, and it's still closing. Ow, purple. And yes, I'm definitely faster than those. It was purple until after brake check there. See, this is the other downside of this track is the fact of there are very few overtaking spots. So in which case you either end up being extremely over aggressive and possibly putting somebody into the wall and sending them into the realms, and then getting a penalty yourself, or everybody kind of labels you a dirty driver. Ah, way too wide. Seriously? He's joking. And I'm probably about to get punted. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Alright, so we were able to get Thomas. Happy day. And we finished ninth, so we went up 3. Okay, interesting. Oh no, we went up 4. Oh, I started at 13th? I thought I was only... Okay, well, fine, I'll take it. Happy days. Irregardless, we ended up in the top 10. Alrighty, so... Alrighty. Okay, let's take a look here. Okay, so now we're down to a quarter period. Progress is being made. Slowly but surely. Make sure, yep. Okay, so I think I'm going to go back to the strategy of 5 and 5. That is probably what's going to work best. But then again, I mean, I did go through and hit the barrier quite a bit, and there was a lot of wheel spin, and there were probably quite a few things that I could have done differently to stretch those tires out. And it's been no secret whatsoever. I am horrible at tire saving. So, yeah. Like, I don't do it at all. There is. Okay. Oh, oh. La da da do, la da da do, Definitely tell it has been a while since I've done any kind of hardcore racing because, well, yeah, my thumb is hurting. My thumb, I say, my thumb. Alrighty, let the race begin. I went through and grabbed a couple of dates and was eating them in between the intermission, so that's the thing that you saw on the screen was it was letting you know, hey, letting everybody know that okay, so I've raced deals before. Okay, so I've raced both Canadians. It's just been so long. Their names look familiar. It's been so long though that I'm like, are they good drivers or bad drivers? Okay. Yep, 5 and 5. That's how we'll do this. Which is the other reason why I really haven't put in a qualifying time is because I've kind of learned that the qualifying time, it's by yourself on the track with nobody else. That's not how you race. So in cycling we call it the time trials the race of truth. They don't have a race of truth in auto racing. Those two apparently have a vendetta from the last race. Because the two Canadians try to take each other out. It's kind of funny now. So we went from 16th to 7th in the first 3/4 of a lap. Interesting. faster than you, GTR. Yeah, I hit the brakes way too early on that one. Still getting on the speed mirror. Jesus Christ. Hitting this or don't hit the wall. That was horrendous. I ain't got nothing to lose. Right. Let's try it again. Okay, so here's my logic. I know we tried this last race, and the reason why I'm trying it again is because there's going to be a little bit more space between me and everybody else. Theoretically speaking, once I get up to speed, I should be able to be up to speed and stay there. Now, last time we came out, they had an 11-second head start, and I caught up with them. This time they've got a 14-second, almost 15-second head start, so... Darn bitch. It took forever, but I finally got that corner right once. that back rear passenger tire. I know I said back rear, it's like back. Alright, we shan't be doing that again. Alrighty, so to recap, we started in 16th. At one point, made our way to 7th. Then just a really bad series of unfortunate events. Ended back in 12th, and we finished in 9th. Not a bad day. Not a bad day at all. Raised 7 positions. Not bad for the Widdle Man mobile. Alrighty. Let's take a look. Okay, so yeah, probably 3 more top 10s and I should be in. In like Flynn, people, in like Flynn. Happy days. It's still showing sold out. The Chaparral. So these are all the legend cards. I am still waiting for the 32 Ford hot rod. I call it a T-bucket. It's the last one I need to finish out my Ford collection. I've already got all the Dodges. I already got all the Chevys. So yeah. And then let's see what else we got. They used car selection. So yeah, there's that. There is a new Ferrari, which coincidentally enough, I won in a roulette ticket. Wait a minute, why is that? Oh, 75, okay. Maybe I didn't get that one. Is that Pandas? Alrighty. Alrighty, so earlier you went through and you saw me click on one and I went, no, not that one. In all actuality, that was a good race. The reason why, and I'm kind of showing this one, is okay. So we talked about driver rating earlier, and we talked about sportsman's rating. I'm more concerned about my sportsman rating than my driver rating. I ended up in a lobby where I was the lowest driver rated individual. I had A pluses, I had A's, I had B's, and I was the only C. And this is how that race went. Starting dead last. Now again, keep in mind, if you end up outside the top 10, you lose points. End up inside the top 10, you gain points. Unless you started on the podium and you finished 10th, then there may be a hit. If it happens enough times in a row. Yeah, I ran over the camera guy. Oops. And in this particular race, we actually had several people that qualified sub 2 minutes. Yeah, I cut that little dip a little too much. So if you cut that dip too much, you get a 1 second penalty. And that's where that 1 second comes from. Yeah, ding the wall. Fat pants. I still have a goal, and I actually have never done it. I still have a goal of being able to run this race and not tapping a wall anywhere, ever, during one race. I'll either brush it or straight up hit it, or yeah, it's right there. Tagged it. And I won!
Stranger!
How you doing, brother? I'm good. A little tired. But I'm good. Just working a lot. Hospital's kind of in a crisis at the moment, so
Yeah, like busy.
mm-hmm. It is. As a matter of fact, after today, I go back to work and I don't get another day off for 2 weeks.
Be rolling in the dough.
Yeah. Sounds good in theory, but down here in the States, they have a tendency to tax you more when you make more.
Yeah, it happens here too.
Okay, I wasn't quite sure if you guys had just a standard flat rate. Everybody pays the same percentage, or if it was on a sliding scale. So, have you put any time on any of the daily races yet?
No, don't have a daily yet.
Yeah. Yeah, because I saw the layout and I was kind of like, oh, I don't want to love this, because you like both these tracks.
Manufacturers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I caught part of the screen. Mount Panorama. I'm doing Bathurst. Yeah, we gotta have the medium tires and the hard tires. And so far from what if you can tire save, you can stretch the mediums out for 6 laps. But right now it's kind of like 5 and 5. Although there was one guy that went in to the pits at the end of the 3rd lap and swapped tires. And I went, okay, that's ballsy. It's just between me being in the Ford GT and not knowing how to tire save, yeah. I'm doing good to get 6 laps out of the mediums. Sitting here reviewing a race that I ran last night, and it was one of those, and I honestly believe this, the computer kind of somewhat brain farted and put me in an A plus A B lobby. And then I went, I'm gonna get my ass handed to me. Cody and I were talking, I was like, if I get a top 10 finish, I'm gonna consider this a victory. But in the race, the best I've been able to pull is a 203, I think it was a 203.4. And that was on medium tires. But usually I'm hovering around the 206, 205 point during the race. And the GTR is kind of the dominant car. I mean, it's not a meta, but it is up there. So are you playing the dinosaur game too? Yeah, Cody was playing, I called it How to Train Your Dragon. He was like, no, that's not what this game is. They're not dragon, the dinosaurs. Whatever. Playing a shark game? Okay. You doing qualifying, or are you in, or on Watkins Glen?
I'm just doing state first race start in 11 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Yep,
Mm-hmm. I believe in you.
211.8 of March.
Yeah, because I was sitting there talking about that earlier in the stream about the last time that we had this track. Actually, I guess it'd be time before that when you and I were like constantly going at each other's times. And you won that one. Because I got the group 4 and you got this one. I was like, damn it! Yeah. Well, it's like I told Kadal. I mean, it was one of those. I was hoping that you guys would keep racing, but I also knew that. I mean, his patience with this was getting very, very, very thin.
Yeah, he knew you were fine.
Yeah. But yeah, being the lowest ranked driver in an A plus A B lobby, I finished 8th.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I was actually quite proud of myself.
Speaking of quality,
I don't know. Because I went through and told him I was going to try to be on today, but I was going to end up having to split my time because I was going to go through and um, do. I was going to do the stream because I had raced Leon's Ford GT and I was kind of doing a replay. That way he's got another video with his Dino Thunder Mobile racing. The only difference is instead of it being against the AI, he's actually in Daily Race C. So, yes, I raced a Ford GT Le Mans spec race car with dinosaurs all over it. So, painted red and purple. And I'm okay with that. So, I was going to do the stream, then I was going to take a break, take a nap, and then come back on. I just didn't. I was waiting to see. Oh, goodness. I was waiting to see when you were going to come on and then see how long you were going to be on.
210-2. I'll be on for the evening now.
All right.
Juliet. 210-2.
Alrighty. Well, I'm going to end the stream here. So, Widdle Man, I hope you enjoyed seeing your race car race. And Dad loves you. To all the kids that see this, I love you guys. I miss you guys. Hope you guys are doing quite well. And yeah, I love you.